Hi guys, Leon from Jawas Junkyard here. Thought I'd do a bit of a video. I got a couple of things to update you on related to the Digimon D3. So firstly, I guess I'll go over a bit of a problem that we've noticed. I'll go over how you can fix it yourself, and then how we're addressing it as a company. Obviously it'll take a lot longer to do that, but I'll point out the issue, the resolution, steps, a couple of them, and I guess just generally walk you through some of the parts and show you what to do with the sort of plastic screen guard kit. Now, of course, at the original start of this, we weren't planning on doing a plastic screen guard. We're going to make it compatible with yours. But throughout the pre-order process, we had many people email us, contact us, message us, saying that their plastic screen protector was really damaged, scratched up, and they were looking for replacements. Now, because we hadn't factored the design of a full 3D, because the actual one originally is a full mold, 3D mold made that locks in with tabs, we hadn't factored it in. So that would have been another maybe $1,000 for the mold and a few dollars each piece. So you're talking, I would have had to have increased the unit cost by like $35, $40 USD each just to make it via that method. It wasn't really going to be worth it. So what I did decide to do is, out of my own pocket with no extra charge to you guys, was make a laser cut clear acrylic. So the acrylic should be more scratch resistant than the original one. So what you get this piece here, and it's covered with like a protective film that most laser cut plastics come with. So your first step would be to take that off. We then have a couple other stickers. So this one here, where you can see the white and the blue text, that is actually the sticker that will go straight, behind your screen and give that Digimon decal effect that you see, in the final effect, right? So that's what that's going to be, and you'll see that, right? And then finally, what we're going to do is we have either a full, this is a double-sided tape, so either the full coverage, which might cloud your screen section a little bit by adding another layer of clear plastic, and then alternatively we have the weaker full cutout version here, but the same effect. This will stick on the back of the sticker and onto the Digivice frame. So that's that attention there, and we guess we can go over it. I guess the next thing we'll do is go over the actual bit of a problem. So what I'll do is, just got one of my test things here. So what you can see is here between these two screw posts, there's a bit of additional material that the factory did not machine away like they should have in the design. I guess the main reason was they were going to have to switch to a smaller tool and didn't want to do that, and as a result it's like a little eye rectangle thing on the side here that sort of just doesn't sit right, doesn't sit flush. Now, it's still completely possible to install it even with that not removed and screw it down, because I installed a few and didn't even realize. so it's completely possible. If I just take this apart, you'll see exactly what that looks like. So this is not a complete, it's useless in this situation, because it's not. Some people may feel that way, but the truth of the matter is I've been using these two test units for quite a while now, and honestly I didn't know, I didn't pick it up. So it is completely possible to use without it. But we'll go through the options in a sec. I'm just going to unscrew this one. And see, now I take it apart, all the rest of it. So you can see this board actually sits pretty good once you've done all the screws up. 1, 2, 3 screws. You know, see, it's quite flush, and this has the same problem as the other one. I guess I could fully just take it apart, because there's been a couple of people that said to me, oh, it's impossible to install, you can't install it. They're incorrect, but I understand where they're coming from. As you can see here, there's that plastic nib that gets in the way, and there's that extra material there. You can see it. It's possible with a bit of, I guess, maybe foresight. I don't know if that's what I did, but it's possible to just line it up. It's not going to be 100% perfectly flat in, and then you use the screws to take it the rest of the way. Now, that's another thing. In the rush of trying to get these out to you guys, because I know there was delays with, you know, the shop forgetting all the spare grips and not doing the D-pad part. You know, my wife started shipping them when I was away on a business trip to help you guys out to get them sooner, and in doing that we had forgotten to include the screws. So there's a couple things that we need to discuss, and I guess each you kind of get your own option on what you want to do, and depending on how quickly you want to use your device. So let's talk about the solutions. So number one, I'm speaking to the shop, trying to get them to rectify their mistake. What this would mean is, over some amount of time, a few weeks, a month or something, they would have to remachine every single just front piece. So not the grips, just that front piece. And once I get that, there'd be a process of shipping you out just the front piece. You'd need to remove your current grips on the wrong piece and swap it over. And that should just cut that little extra bit of material out to enable a bit of an easier installation. Like I said, like I've shown you on this clear example over here, it's possible to install without making any mods, and you just line up as best you can and use the pressure of the screws to hold it in place. Maybe that's not good for the longevity of the motherboard. So option one is, as I said, that's the longest impact. And in doing that, I've ordered a bunch of screws. If I have to send you a replacement front, I will send you screws as well. The second option, of course, is for those that want to just get on with it, get it running. You can either do what I did, and that's why I didn't realize, I just sort of installed it, let the screws do the work. You don't have to make any mods, and it will work. It'll function completely normally, as I have done for the last 4 or 5 months with these devices. The other option is just get a simple bit of side cutters and just cut that piece off. It won't ruin the function with the original device. You still have other locating features like the buttons, this other octagonal feature up here. It will still completely lock into your original board. It will lock into this metal case, but I know it's not ideal, maybe not wanting to cut that off. So it's an option for those of you who want it. I'll also, in this video description and the email I send everyone, we'll publish the details of the screws, so you can, if you would like to get them yourself, they're very cheap. You can get them off Amazon or with MasterCard, depending on where you are in the world, or Bolt and Nut if you're in Australia. You can get them quite inexpensively. It's far quicker, cheaper, overall more economical than if I was to, buy bulk screws and send them out individually, because that'll A, take me forever, B, cost a fortune. So that would be, not quite ideal. So there's that option. Order your own screws. You can either modify your board or not, and just get it to work basically as is. But all you need to do is buy screws. So they're the main options to fix that problem. So really sorry that this occurred. I don't really know how I didn't catch it, but I did test it. Obviously, I've got a few devices here that I tested, and this has the same problem because it's the same. It was the same parts just sent to me. The production units, remember, was sent ahead without the D button, and I used the plastic D button or the metal D button off the original sample. So like I said, it is installable as it is right now, as you have it. But you know, some people will not be happy that will deflect a little bit. You have to, you know, get the screws in. But yeah, as you can see, the screws, once in, it gets nice and flush, sits perfectly, and assembles and closes just as you'd hope. Changes no functionality, it's completely fine. So apart from inconvenience or, you know, something like that, there's actually no impact, which is a good thing. So for those who just want to get on with it, you're a bit of a DIYer like me, and you know, obviously there's a lot of people that would be, who are buying a case like this, you can get on with it, and you can let me know that you're happy to do that, and that I don't have to sort of think of you when it comes to producing a spare part for and shipping out and doing all that business. If you know, you're just going to get on with either modifying the plastic screen protector PCB, I guess, if you would call it that. If you're cool to do that, then you can get yours up and running right now. Look, it's just unfortunately a little bit more DIY work than I planned, than I hoped for. But like I said, I'm really really sorry. Don't know how I didn't catch it when I did test a couple. So fully installed a couple. Look, it's just something that is hard to see. And I don't know if it's just I just knew that it worked because the prototype, and mind you, the prototype had that material removed, so it was changed for production without my knowledge. And maybe just the fact that I knew that the prototype worked, I sort of just pushed the PCB in and it just worked, right? But hey, come up with a few different solutions. I'll send everyone details in an email. So if you don't have bulk emails enabled, you're not going to see this from me. That's how I communicate with everyone, right? You need to be subscribed, otherwise I don't really have permission to email you. So yeah, get subscribed. It's how you get notified of any updates if you do pre-order from us in the future, any other run, any other project, or if we have any other issue with anything else. You know, issues happen. They happen to massive companies. They happen to small companies. It's just part of making something new. And we don't get the luxury of many rounds of prototypes. We sort of just got to produce it once, you know, make a sample or two, test that, and if there's some fixes required, we sort of just hope we get those fixed for production, or sometimes we will do a second round prototype, but that's sort of really maximum. That's all we really get. We never get more than that. As you can see, fully works. Alright, I think I'll cut it there for now, and I'll make a separate video showing you how to do this, just because I think they're two sort of different messages.